Hey guys, it's Matt from Macro Method. Today's video is a bit different. It's a recording of a radio show that I was on last week. I was on Soho Radio with the infamous Aldo Zilli on his Buongiorno show. He was talking about health, nutrition, and he brought me on to talk about the Macro Method, how I get people lean, strong, and healthy. So check it out, and I hope you enjoy it.
Now, I brought in an expert on this matter here, Matthew. Matt is an expert of food, nutrition, and training for weight loss. He has a new method and system to this simplistic and scientific, allow you to lose weight and eat whatever types of food you want. Okay, Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to be here. Because if you make me thin and you give me food, I will love you for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I don't know how much life I've got left, but please make me thin.
Yeah, well, it's all about calories in, calories out.
Right.
How much are you consuming? Are you in a calorie deficit? Are you in a calorie surplus? And we've tried to make it sometimes too simple and too complicated. Simple in the fact that only these foods burn fat and we should only eat these healthy foods. And complicated in the fact that we have to do this type of workout, or we have to eat this food at a certain time. Carbohydrates can only be eaten in the morning or after a workout, after exercise. And I'm here to myth bust. And, you know, I've been through it all. I've trained people for many years. And I want to let people know how actually simple and easy it can be to get a lean, strong body.
I think you're a genius because you look great. You know what I mean? It's
Thank
like
you.
people, I can't go and have a fitness trainer that is overweight. There's a lot of them. And, you know, I don't feel confident employing someone and giving them whatever pounds an hour. And, you know, he doesn't look like I want to look. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I would be quite happy for you to train me because, you know, you look great.
Thank you very much.
And you're an inspiration. So you're an inspiration for young people, you're an inspiration for older people like me. So how do you make me thin? Where do we start? If I wanted to go on a diet, not on a diet, but if I want to get fit and healthy
Okay.
for the next 3 months, where do we start?
So what we do is, like I do with all my clients, I work out how much calories you need, how much energy you need to maintain your current weight. And then I put you into a calorie deficit, but then we don't worry about the calories. We divide that number. So let's say you need 2,500 calories to maintain your body weight right now, and I put you on 2,000 calories. You're in a 500 calorie deficit. From that 2,000 calories a day, I divide that into protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So your macronutrients are in line with your goals. You have a certain amount. You could be to have 2,000 calories and fill that mainly with fat and carbs, but you wouldn't get the same result if you had an equal amount of protein. So what I do is I get you tracking your macronutrients. So you're in a calorie deficit every day. I get you moving right, and I get you doing strength training and resistance training, which is going to tone up and maintain that lean muscle mass. And that calorie deficit will strip the fat away. It's as simple as that. You don't have to ban any foods. You don't have to be a slave to the gym. And it becomes a lot more simplistic. There's no meal timing that you have to eat food at this certain time. You eat the food you want, when you want, as long as you stick to those macronutrients, that's protein, fat, and carbs every single day. And, you know, as long as you're tracking the majority of the time, 80, 90%, you can have a meal out. You can be flexible with what you eat. You don't have to prep your food on a Sunday and eat out of Tupperware. It's all about freedom and flexibility.
Yeah, but let's face it. I mean, how much exercise do I need to do? Because you look pretty ripped, mate. And you don't just eat good food. You go to the gym every day
no slave to
for
the gym.
12 hours a day.
No, not at all. I am no slave to the gym. I work out 3, sometimes 4 times a week.
A week?
That's it. 3 times to 4 times a week, I do about an hour of resistance training. And there's a lot of fads coming out, like HIIT training, interval training, or maybe marathons. And they think, they're not a fad, but, you know, people think these are the best ways to lose fat. The best way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. Simple as that. Consume less energy than you're burning. But most people want to have a lean, strong body. We don't want to be skinny fat, do we? We don't want to be weak. So how do we have a lean, strong body? We do resistance training. So I like to do stuff like body weight training. I like to do barbell and dumbbell. And that's how I get my clients lean and strong. And then that calorie deficit takes the fat off. It's a 2-part thing that both support each other. Resistance training to get that lean, strong body, and calorie deficit to strip the fat away with the proper macronutrients.
So people like Joe Wicks, who was writing earlier, by the way, he's a man, Joe Wicks. You know, people like him, people like you know, the lady Lisa Rogan we had here earlier. You know, people like that write about cutting back on all sorts of protein and all sorts of sugar and content of you know, don't eat flour, don't eat pasta, don't
Sure.
eat. Is that for you? That's No, not
no,
really.
it's not an issue.
It's not your cup of tea, is it?
No.
You eat everything
I eat everything.
as long as you
As long as it fits my macros for the day.
and you eat small amounts. Is that right?
Well, again, it's portion control. So let's start
How
with...
many times a day do I need to eat?
It's up to you. Could have 6 meals a day. You could have 1 meal a day. All that matters is before you go to bed, you've hit your macronutrients for the day. So let's go back to Lisa. Let's say about a healthy relationship with food, like she was talking about. I agree with that. Before I started tracking macros, I didn't have a healthy relationship with food. I'd be eating this and that and thinking it was clean and healthy. But just because you're eating clean foods, for example, chicken, rice, potatoes, if you're over-consuming these foods, you're taking on too much energy. You're gaining fat, period. Doesn't matter where the calories are coming from. Too much food is too much food, period. And going to Joe Wicks and what he was doing, we want the same outcome. We want to get people lean, strong, and healthy. Joe has a different approach. He does a lot of HIIT training and a high-fat diet. But the high-fat diet is because he's taking carbohydrates away. You know, you can't add... When you add something, you have to take something away.
Sure.
So I want my clients to have an equal portion of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. They're not restricted. They're not limited. I'll always advise clients and anyone who asks about this to eat a diet made up of lean meats, fish, vegetables, fruits, all those healthy foods. But factor in 10, 20% of stuff you enjoy, like chocolate, pizza, crisps, whatever. Then you can sustain that for hopefully the rest of your life. And you're still going to lose fat. You're still going to stay lean.
Okay, well, assuming that you take me on,
Yep.
yeah, for 3 months.
Yes.
What do you start? What's the first day?
The first day, I'd have you filling out a form and I'd have you doing your weight and your measurements and I'd be assessing your body fat. And from there, I'd be working out your energy number, how much energy you need to maintain that weight. Then I put you in a calorie deficit. I give you the macronutrients, teach you how to track your macros.
You're on. You're employed. Macho is employed by Aldo Zilli. Watch this space. By Christmas, I'll be ripped. Okay, there's a surprise after this song. Don't go anywhere. I haven't finished yet.